This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
Hi, I'm Ross.
And I'm dead inside.
Hey!
You had a good week. I mean, I'm the one who's tired. I literally walked in today. You're right. I'm like, yeah. I've had no sleep. So
I've had a decent amount of sleep.
lucky you.
That's it. Have we started? Are we doing it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
So we are. Just
Yeah.
Like you said, recording 10 minutes ago. We've just been talking
I'm gonna
crap.
set it all out.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Or in. Or in.
Apart from the nipple bit.
Thanks.
Stay till the end.
Yeah, stay for the end for the nipple bit.
Brilliant.
So we are officially today, for those who waited the normal amount of time, we are 1 week into Space Marine 2.
We are.
We are.
It was a week ago for those that didn't splash the extra cash.
Yeah, I didn't.
No, I didn't either. I couldn't even get it on day of release. Paul Ross got dragged around with me after our last
We
week's
did,
show.
yeah.
Oh, did he?
And I just was not available in Nottingham boundaries. I had to eventually, the day after, drive to Mansfield, 11 miles away,
To get a physical copy.
to get a physical copy of it. Just couldn't get it anywhere.
Worked out for me, though, because we went to Asda as one of the places we looked. And
Yeah.
I picked up one of their, like the DIY pizzeria things. I really like them because they're
Lovely.
cheap.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why
So-
you'd go to Domino's and it the amount of times
Domino's
I've gone
is such a rip-off.
It is Domino's and Papa John's. Now I like them, and if I've got nothing in and I'm like, oh, I really fancy a pizza,
Never been to
maybe, but you never pay full price. You always go with the offers.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'd much rather just go to. I think Morrison's do them and all. But
make
yeah,
your own
as
pizzas,
the pizza counter put all this stuff on it back in 10 minutes. Cheers. But they had the one I have live. And they've stopped putting chili oil on them. They used to be like, oh, would you like some chili oil, garlic oil? So I just bought some chili oil and I do it myself now. And I can put more on and it burns my mouth off and it's amazing. So, sorry, Domino's.
I was disappointed because I couldn't get the pizza to fit in the slot on the PS5.
But yeah, we're a week in. We're at different stages.
We're all at different stages. And in our household, because of there being 3 children, being my 2 children and myself,
Yes.
we're all at different stages we're all at different stages in one household.
Yeah. I've gotten as far as I don't want to spoil it. Maybe if we do talk about it later, we'll say spoilers ahead before we do talk about any spoilers.
But you are.
I am. I would say 2/3 based on the 3 environments that are presented to you at the beginning.
Yes.
I've just got to I've just launched to go to the 3rd environment. I don't know if that means I'm like 2/3. Maybe I'm halfway.
No, you pretty much. Pretty much bang on.
And
with
what
it,
are you playing on PS5?
PS5.
And you've completed it, haven't you?
Yes.
You've finished it.
Yes, I'm PC Master Race
And you're,
as well.
Yeah, so-
what did you say? PC Master Race?
Yeah. Have you not heard that before?
No.
Really? Oh, it's.
Do you know?
it's
I never take any of that really on board because I always think to myself, I'm not opening my machine and starting adding other things into it to make it work. So.
To be fair, yeah. To be fair, I would have played it on PC, but my PC lately is like rendering a video all the time, or just sat there.
See what I did with mine. I played the roulette of I've hit render. Can I play Space Marine at the same time? Turns out I can.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty good.
It's good. You get a decent video editing machine. It doubles up as a great gaming PC.
Yeah, it does.
Because you have a crap load of RAM and a decent graphics card.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you finished it. You've nearly finished it. I'm not very far through it at all. And then one of my children is playing PvP because it's the least violent option and he's only little. And my eldest child has completed it and has now really got into PvE. So that's him playing with randoms.
with his mates and stuff.
Just randoms. Although that does create a really awkward situation because you all meet up at the Thunderhawk
Yeah.
when you're playing PvE.
Yeah.
You all have to be a different class.
Oh, that's annoying.
yeah.
And then you just get 2 Marines just staring at each other for minutes at a time while one going.
You change.
And Isaac was going, well, I went, just go and change it. He went, no, because I'm trying to level up this gun.
Yeah.
And he said, if I change, I won't have this bolt gun or whatever it was he was using. He said, I won't have it if I go and if I change, I won't be able to level it up. And I'm desperately trying to level up. And you know what? I was only half watching. I was on my phone, but I was looking over. I was thinking, God, this is really awkward. Just watching. There was at one point in time 3 of them all just staring at each other.
You've not played PvE, have you?
No, I've exclusively played through the campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah. and then I did one PvE mission. I started one PvE mission like late in the day, and I ran out of ammunition, and I was trying to kill a floaty thing with a power fist, and I was like, well, this is boring, and turned it off.
Isaac is getting annoyed because he thinks he seems to be the one pulling all the weight.
Oh, hilarious. Yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
and I said to him, I said, he's quite funny. I said, where are your mates? I said, if you're playing this as a 3-player, you seem to be on your own. And he said, they're both over there fighting one thing each. And as he said it, he just had a massive horde of termagants and hormagaunts and warriors chasing him, at which he just ran back to his 2 colleagues and went, yeah, well, they can deal with that now because I'm sick of it.
So for regular viewers of the channel, it's at this stage I would usually have 2 Space Marines jokingly confess their love to each other and sell you on the benefits and features of a good Squarespace website. But this might be the last one that we do for Squarespace for a little while, so it's going to potentially be a bit more serious this time. I have a whole bunch of Squarespace websites, and I've used them for 10 years, and then being sponsored by them has been really great. It's such a rarity to have a company and a product that you genuinely like and use yourself, and Squarespace definitely is one of those things. It's something that I've used all throughout my sort of self-employed business career. I've made my own websites, I've had people design websites for me, but it's always been through Squarespace. So I just wanted to say a big thank you for them for being awesome and then sponsoring a whole bunch of our videos for as long as they have done. So thank you very much. I do need to talk about some of the cool features that you can get if you use the Squarespace website. So let's talk about the first one, Squarespace. I always get that wrong. Squarespace Blueprint. Start a completely personalized website with the new guided design system, Squarespace Blueprint. Choose from professionally curated layouts and styling options to build a unique online presence from the ground up, tailored to your brand or business, and optimized for every device. Easily launch your website and get discovered fast with integrated, optimized SEO tools, so you show up more often to more people and grow the way that you want to. If you decide to sell anything, you can make payments super easy. You can make checkout seamless for your customers with simple but powerful payment tools, accept credit cards, PayPal and Apple Pay, and in eligible countries, offer customers the option to buy now and pay later with Afterpay and ClearPay. And if you want to do anything yourself and take all those creative decisions, you can get started with a professionally designed Squarespace website template with options for every use and category. Then customize your look, update your content, and add features to fit your needs. Transform any template into your own and stand out online on every device. So if you go to squarespace.com for a free trial, you can make your website, and then when you're ready to launch it, go to squarespace.com/thepaintingphase, and you will get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. The link's down in the description. If you can give it a click, that's always awesome. And thank you for watching. And thank you again, Squarespace. Bye.
So I didn't know, like, I'm glad I played PV because I didn't know in the campaign, and maybe this is a surprise to you guys, but until I saw somebody else in PvE doing it. So not only do you get your pickups, but a lot of the boxes around, if you go and melee them, they break open and there's more ammo and pickups inside them.
Okay.
Did you not know that?
Not in no, I haven't played.
It's in campaign and PvP. And PvE, cool. I'm PvE. So you don't see, so I'm glad.
Did you used to in the original Space Marine used to just give the boxes a kick? Did you stomp them and then they would crack?
Right, okay, so that'll be work because I haven't played the first one.
Well, I've just got the original Space Marine, and in a bundle just got the original Space Marine and bolt gun for 20 quid for the Steam Deck.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So that'd be something looking forward to. So then,
you played the original, though, haven't you?
What, Space Marine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I only
like 13 years ago when I was about 58.
So I bought it on Steam. I bought it when it first came out and started playing it, and like I've said a few times, I think it's all right. It's just very and there's not much difference between, like, here, and I said last week, I think, like, there's not much difference between your bolters. Actually, the more I play it, the more the subtle differences matter, and I like I think it's the bolt carbine, the single shot with a zoom. It reminds me a bit of the Magnum in Halo. Yeah. And I'm very much, I know I can't take out hordes with that, but I'm melee, and but when I go for the big ones, I like to be precision, bang, bang, bang.
My sort of the main guns I've been enjoying is I don't like the heavy bolt rifle, but I like the auto bolt rifle.
Oh, the
Yeah, so that's good. I think the plasma gun's really good.
Yeah.
Plasma pistol I like, and the heavy bolt pistol.
I like the fact that they've still got variants of bolters for them in Space Marine 2, and after they did away with them in the actual 40k game.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
You used to have different variants of bolt. You could take different variants of bolters.
Because
you showed them by putting different types of magazines on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they just went, oh, that's getting too complex.
Is that gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, I
They've
didn't
kept
know.
it
But
in
you
the
can
game.
still put, because the Intercessor kit.
Yeah, it comes
has
with
the
two.
different-
Yeah, now it's just an aesthetic value. So then the question is, because I can't answer particularly well, because I'm not very far through it as well, because I'm obviously trying to wrangle my time with two other human beings who are trying to play it as well. What did you think of the campaign?
So I feel like I want to talk about it in two different ways.
Go for it.
First one as a Warhammer game, and then the second one as just a game in general. I think
So as a Warhammer fan and a video game fan.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. So I think as a Warhammer game, it hits all the right beats and stuff, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
And like I think one of the criticisms of it was like there's no humor, and it's like, yeah, but you know, Space Marines, especially, you know, maybe Ultramarines, especially, you just
They're not
kind of
one
like,
over slapping a thigh and having a laugh on
yeah, they'd be like, right, we've got a job to do, and let's just get it done.
There is a couple of jokes.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, like
normally when you're having the three-person conversation with the, I don't want to spoil it, the man dressed in black with the skull. No one will get who I mean from that.
No.
you could
It's no
just say
spoiler, really, because he turns up right at the beginning of the game.
chaplain.
Yeah, because he turns up right at the beginning of the game, doesn't he?
Spoilers. But yeah, like when you're having some chats with him, like there's a few bits where it has been, but like, yeah, there's a little bit of banter between your two squad mates.
Yeah,
A little bit, and it's kind of like, hey.
like the callback to the first game.
Yeah.
when they're like, the Codex Astartes doesn't support this, and it like cut to reaction shot, and he's like, Are you a cloned version of Leandros? And then it's like, but I am looking forward to it. Like, yes. I think like that was really humorous, and I think that's really good. I think like I played the campaign by myself. What I think this game would excel at would be playing it with mates. I've watched videos of like YouTubers that I like where three of them have got together and they're just like the core gameplay mechanic is just like fun.
Yeah.
And the universe, I feel like they've nailed. It feels really big. Like when you walk out of a building and you have these massive scapes, like in the first mission, well, I guess the second mission when you're like an Ultramarine and you're like, oh, you need to get the defense guns online, and you look at it and you're like, that's a massive sky. Like it looks.
Yeah, like even the opener where it's like you've got to get the thing launched into
the
orbit.
virus bomb.
And as you walk around the corner, you're like
Space MacGuffin 1.
Yeah, exactly. But I remember
I rode that thing at Alton Towers once.
Space MacGuffin 1, brilliant.
Yeah.
They shut it down now, replaced it with Smiler. But yeah, like you go. I remember running through the jungle, and you come out, and you round the corner, and you're like, oh, that's in the distance. There's like this weird. It looks like half a roller coaster thing, and then as you play through the level, you get closer and closer. You're like, oh, that's what I'm getting to, and it's huge, and like so. Yeah, the expanse is so incredible in that game. They've really nailed it. And in Space Marine 1, it was very.
Quite trenchy for quite a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, it felt trenchy all the way through.
Which is quite funny because Fire Warrior was really trenchy as well at the beginning.
Oh, was it? I never played that.
Easier to make, I guess, on a budget.
Yeah.
Well, I was told a long time ago, don't play Tau, and that was Tau, so I was like, yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, Space Marine 2, like, maybe not trenchy, but it was very. I mean, this is linear. What's the way? It just felt really enclosed, like big open spaces. But I think it was because of the lack of detail back then that you could probably get on screen. But it did feel like I'm in a church. There was no expanse over the hill that you were getting to. But they've nailed that over the last few years with games like Destiny and stuff like that, where you're like, wow.
Well, sometimes it's good at basically putting you in you're still just in a big. Invisible wall box, but they managed to make the box look more expansive than it is.
Looks
so.
awesome.
You liked it as a Warhammer player,
and also the fact that it was made, I think, for fans of Warhammer.
Yeah, first and foremost.
They they didn't go to great lengths to explain anything.
Yeah. Good.
And and it was, and that helped sort of ground it in universe and that sort of stuff.
Well, I had that the other day. One of my clients said to me, "Stowe, I really like the look of that game." He says, "I just don't know the universe." And I said, "Do you like shooting things and cutting things in half?" And he went, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, play it, and then when you don't know, next haircut, because he's an every 2 weeks guy for a haircut." I said, "Just come back in and I'll explain any of the bits to you." Like,
yeah.
But he seems to be enjoying it.
It's interesting, like you say that you do. When it's based on a franchise, I've noticed this. Like, I've spoke to a couple of mates, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just not interested in Warhammer."
Yeah.
But it's like, hang on a minute. Before you played Sonic the Hedgehog, did you think, you know what? I'm not interested in
Blue hedgehogs.
in blue hedgehogs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, I don't get the background.
Just you were like, just tell them. You'd be like, turn safe search off and just Google Sonic fan art.
No, do not. Don't do this. We don't recommend this. This isn't good for your health or eyes. But yeah, like you don't do, like, who went into Gears of War thinking, "Oh, I'm just not interested in that universe." But because it's attached to an IP,
because it's already established and you're not a fan of it. I think
you've
like
got that.
So this is potentially one of the issues that I might talk about, is that but we'll get onto it later. But there's no, as if that game has brought someone new in, again, as we've discussed fairly recently, what's the pathway? How do they then get into Warhammer? And so they'll be like, oh, there's a game with Titus in it and loads of little Tyranids. I can get. You can only get it in the US.
From that one shop
in Target or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And like, and he's sword and gunner in the wrong hand.
Yeah.
Dumbasses.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
What was nice, someone the other day said, it's what's really nice on one of the Facebook pages, he said, was...
Make it up.
He said, I'll just wait for your dismay to end.
Sorry, it's just...
No, it's fine.
I know, mate, I know.
I'm really trying to be positive. I'm really trying to be.
But
this is so good. But,
someone said the other day, it's lovely, he said, is finding video game, people who've found this as a video game, who've now come into forums and going, "I'm interested, how do I find out more?" And he said, and then being referred to as brother by other existing space.
Yes.
It's quite nice. And it's a good way to, treat them well, you know what I mean?
Yes, that's it. And I think, like, I watched, I think the YouTube channel is called Node, which, for people that grew up watching YouTubers, like, I don't know, late teenagers, early 20s or whatever, like, there was a chap called Freddie W, and they used to make, like, video game YouTube shorts and that kind of stuff. And they do D&D podcasts now and all that kind of thing. And it was like him and his mates playing it, and they were all just like, brother. And that's that kind of social element of it, I think, is fantastic. And because you can clip into each other. They're just like, I'm so proud of you, brother. I want to occupy the same space as you. and they're just like, and it all gets a bit weird. But it's that element of it, I think, is a real strength of the game.
Yeah.
And the scope and everything. And there's a few cool cameos. There's
no spoilers, not even close to.
Yeah. But people that know will know. There's like a cinematic cutscene towards the end of the game where you think you might die, and it's just like, as fans of Ultramarine fans were probably knocking one out during that. Like,
I haven't got this far. Yeah. I'm just giving you evils at this point, because I'm like, if you spoil this for me,
I'm not gonna.
I will leap over this table.
But Ultramarine fans, they'd just be, full mast. Yeah.
I think but
full mast.
The problem is that I don't, so I'm saying no spoilers, but I know, because of a audio message earlier in the game that you have to try to get through, and there's a thing.
Yeah.
I already feel like I know what the cameo is going to be based on that. Oh, very good straight face there, Pat. So I'm like, I'm worried now that you've kind of confirmed that this might happen.
Like, even if that, like, but yeah. Pre that,
and I'm like,
pre whatever happens, there's just a fucking epic bit, which is like the most Space Marine, like, just
And
fucking
I'm
awesome.
looking forward to this.
Yeah.
There is a bit that's spoiled it for me because it's a cool bit, like, and this is why a little bit like I hate the world of shorts right now. Shorts are good when they're entertaining, but my God, it spoiled Deadpool and Wolverine for me in a couple of ways.
Yeah.
Like within hours of the film coming out, there were big cameos in
Yes.
that movie.
Yeah.
Spoiled. And I'm like, right, I'm just staying off the internet now. And I like to de-brain at night by doom scrolling and just be like,
Likewise, yeah.
And it's probably not the healthiest thing to do. I should go back to reading. But yeah, and already I've had, I'll just say, a vehicle encounter between the loyalist and the heretics,
Yes,
or a more vehicle-y based, spoiled, because it's been shown online in short so many times, and
that was spoiled because they had the game leaked, like a full build of the game leaked before release.
Oh, really? Even before early access?
And there's a scene of like a dreadnought
by about 2 or 3 weeks, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, there's a scene of a dreadnought and a hellbrute.
That was the bit I was
just chatting to each other. And it's, again, it's really epic, and that's like one of the cool bits of the game. But that was spoiled. So when it actually happens, I'm like, yeah. So
people who put these up, honestly, like I hate spoilers. Like, my mate thought it was funny. Spoilers ahead for Game of Thrones. My mate thought it was funny to be like, oh yeah, I've read online that Daenerys' thing is that it flies over and gets the dragon gets shot out of the sky. And then of all of season 8 did, that was one of the most epic moments. And literally, like, he thought it was funny to tell me before.
The worst.
So ever since then, I've spoiled every movie.
Didn't happen to me. Didn't happen to me, but the worst one of them I ever heard of is a good friend of mine, friend and barber's chap called Rick, and the day after, and I mean literally the day after The Force Awakens come out, he's cutting the guy's hair, and the guy just went to him, spoilers for a 2016 movie, but anyway, he was cutting this guy's hair, and the guy went, yeah, he said, yeah, and he said, and you wouldn't have thought, would you? He said, got to be honest, I was quite surprised when Han Solo's son killed him.
Yeah.
The following day, and my Rick literally he went, you are joking, aren't you? He only came out yesterday. And I literally put a sign in the shop window, and I went, I said, no Force Awakens spoilers for those that haven't seen it until the 16th of January. So I gave it a month.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And people coming in and going, have you seen the news? Because obviously when Force Awakens landed, we had that Star Wars for a little while. So it was quite a big deal.
Yeah.
People coming in going, and I was going, hang on. Is anyone here care about Star Wars? And if you do, have you not seen it?
Yeah.
And you go, no, we've all seen it. And I don't care. And this is before COVID.
Good.
So I'd have a shop full of people and I go, we sure? Okay, go on, say what you're going to say. But other ones we go, do you see when everyone been? Oh, I haven't been yet. Sorry, mate, no, you can't say it.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. You're doing a good job.
Well, I don't like spoilers. I was the same. By the time I went to see Deadpool, I already knew who all the cameos were. The only thing I buzzed off was my wife didn't know.
Yeah.
Because her Facebook page isn't full of the same nonsense that mine is. So then, what did you think about it as a video game?
So, as a video game, like as we said earlier before we started recording, like if this wasn't Space Marine 2 Warhammer 40,000 awesomeness, and it was
Space Soldier,
genetically engineered Space Soldier 3, this time chainsword, it's all right. In terms of like, I think that first cutscene when like you're in a Deathwatch kill team and
the gargoyles are trying to get into
and everybody's getting in and it's just like creeps over the door, shoot in their face, and you get taken off, and then your team's getting killed, and you're like, I need to do this. Like, I think it starts off so strong, but I feel like the gameplay is like I say, it's fun. But I feel like it gets quite repetitive, that I sort of, I don't know, just got sort of a bit complacent with it. I don't want to say bored, but
it doesn't feel like it ever amps.
No,
there's no.
So like, I think there was a review of it from like the guys that do Adeptus Ridiculous, and they were saying like, you know, it's a 2010. 2010s third person shooter, but even then, like, I think not enough changes through the game in a way. So I like, again, starts off really cool. You learn the core mechanics of the gameplay, but then nothing really changes. So if you compare it to Gears, there's always something changing on the levels. Like Gears 2, I like Gears 1 and 2 I really like, and there's like you got Razor Hail. There's in Gears 2 you're riding in those
Razor Hail.
You're riding in those massive like elephant trucks, and they're flying in, and you have to kill them, and then it's like, no, it's broken down, so then you have to get out and defend it for a while, and this, that, and the other. Whereas I feel like Space Marine is kind of like, get to this lift, and I press so many lift buttons that I realised pretty quickly that he always presses the same 3 buttons for every single lift.
Well, yeah, because it'd be consistent, wouldn't it?
Yeah, in the Imperium, I guess.
In the Imperium, yeah.
And that kind of thing. And it's like, go and press this button. And like, there's a mission where you get a flamer for a bit, and that's really cool.
I struggled to figure that out. Like, I had the flamer. It's the indoor bit, isn't it? And there's swarminess.
Yeah.
So... And I didn't know what I was like. Was I meant to be walking around flaming everything? Because then I noticed...
so I started off walking around flaming everything, but then I think you can just walk around and they avoid you.
Yeah.
But then swarms of them come at you.
And you meant to flame the swarms.
Them.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
otherwise they knock you over.
But your flame is pretty useless against anything else, I noticed, because I was like, when you're then... I can't even remember what are the little... What are the ones that always do your head in and they're constantly like up against you?
Like the termagants.
Which ones are Hormigans?
Yeah,
well, they put the W in Hormigans.
Termagants have the gun. Hormigans look the same, but I've just only outplayed.
Yeah, these things that run up against you, I wanted to say this for a while, are so annoying. They put the W in Hormigant. Like, they are absolutely...
It took me a while to get that.
There we go. They are absolutely... doing my head in, because they're everywhere, they're every direction, and it's like you kind of go into an encounter forwards and you're like, right, I'll pick you off, then you get swarmed, then it's wow, and then you're like, right, okay, let's pick off the big ones. And that whole in the tutorial, it's like, you can press the left stick to focus on a big enemy. Haven't used that once, because there's no point focusing on that big enemy when that one's coming at me and that one's coming at me. And that one's got a gun, that one's got 2 swords, and that one's got 2 swords, and I'm like, And that is the gameplay loop throughout. Even as far as I think, even the one time that the enemy classes shift, in the whole game,
it's not a spoiler that potentially it is, but they were shown in
your enemy changes.
Yes, the enemy changes.
But that's it. It just changes.
It's fun. I prefer fighting the Tyranids.
Agreed.
Way more. Than anything else, because some of them they just don't feel as sort of as a unit of enemies. They're just not as fun.
Yeah, you've got more balance. I mean, like with the Tyranids, it's you've got that.
It's allowed to talk about a game and not spoil it.
Yeah. Oh god.
So then, if we put it to you, because I think Pat set a good standard there. What do you think about it as a Warhammer game, and what do you think about it as a video game?
As a Warhammer game, it's in my top 5 easily. It's not one of my top 2, which are Dawn of War and Dawn of War 2.
I knew you were going to say that. I can't argue with it.
They were just great. Dawn of War. Sorry, I'm going to reverse it. Dawn of War 2 first, then Dawn of War.
Okay.
And then I'd say this, and then. As daft as it sounds, Space Hulk, the computer game, really enjoyed it. And I'd put that on there twice because I had the original 1995 CD-ROM that ran on DOS. Could not figure out how to play that. Bought it, paid for it. The instructions were terrible. It taught you how to. I think it taught you how to move the Space Marine, but not how to play the game. So it was like, right, you can move and then end your turn. And I'm like, well, I don't want to end my turn because I want to keep going further up the corridor.
Or 10 or whatever,
Couldn't figure it out. So yeah, definitely a top game. I like it. And Space Marine isn't in that top 5. Space Marine 2 is because I love the world. It's brought me into it. It has opened up the story to me visually. I did care. I actually cared about the Titus and his progress, and it was a little bit weird. Like, he's very stoic at the beginning, and there is
a little bit of character growth.
There is character growth.
There's a sentence of character growth.
Yes, there's two. There's two.
Oh, two sentences. Yeah.
So
Sorry.
there's the growth. So there's the opening scene.
Yeah.
Then one sentence of character growth.
Well, so we can talk about this as well, and is because we've all done the first mission, right?
Yeah.
We've all done the first mission,
and we
right.
all
Spoilers ahead.
No, because everybody knows that he's been primarised.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, it's in the post.
That was in the trailers.
It's in the trailer. You go by the poster.
And
He's wearing ultramarine armor.
We all know,
demoted.
right? He receives if you haven't played it, it's a spoiler, but we've all played it, so we're going to talk about it. He gets injured grievously, mortally wounded.
Yeah.
And the
only way to save him is Primaris.
Yeah, he's Primarising him, and then he's lying there, and he wakes up, and then the chaplain goes, "Yeah, you're Primaris now, by the way, lol."
Yeah, brilliant.
Just like, what?
Yeah, that was, and obviously this has happened in what, days, weeks? Bear in mind, this is that process that was sold to us a couple of years ago to sell bigger Space Marines. I mean, to given us a couple of years ago, like, oh, it's a very dangerous procedure,
Yeah.
and, like, people die from it,
yeah.
and it was literally
they cut you open from head to toe.
Yeah,
They like pretty much kill you to put in the new organs,
Yeah.
and then because they have to do that because otherwise you'll heal too quickly.
Yeah.
And they can't put them in, so they pretty much kill you, and then you lie there, and it's like you'll either die or you'll live.
Yeah.
And then in this one, it's very much like, oh, you're a named character, Primarising.
Do you know what I
is
love
fine.
as well is the fact that nobody in the 40k universe who's gone over the road, gone past the Rubicon, who's a character has ever died, have they?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
think so.
Calgar has been turned into one, survived it.
Yeah.
Halbrecht survived it.
Yeah.
Grimaldus survived it.
Yeah.
The librarian from
Mephiston
survived it. Everyone that's gone through it who's a named character
You know
managed
what?
to survive it.
You know what? I'm over it.
They're badasses.
Primaris was a way to sell us true scale Space
Yeah,
Marines.
and
I like
Yeah.
true
And
scale Space
I
Marines.
don't really.
I don't care.
But like you say,
now,
I
but
feel
the
like
way this was delivered.
Like you said, I think last week, like could have just like if he just picked up his Space Marine telephone that just went, "Hey, glad you're awake. By the way, you're Primaris now."
Yeah.
Lol. Like that would have been brilliant.
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious.
Do you like it as a video game? As an actual video game?
I like it. I think it's a good video game.
Okay.
Would I buy it if it wasn't Space Marine? Probably not, because I don't have time to play games. I've still got a backlog of other stuff to play.
Yeah.
If it wasn't called Space Marine, I wouldn't probably give it the light of day.
Yeah.
But if someone said, "ER, borrow this, have a go, play it,"
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Yeah, it's all right."
Yeah.
Very generic. I'm invested because of the lore
Yeah.
more than the gameplay. I always like to compare it, as you've done, to Gears, because I think if you reskinned Gears and turned the Locust into orcs for the most part, some of the other creatures into Tyranids, and turned Marcus, Dom, Baird, and Cole into Marines, it'd pretty much be a Space Marine game. And everyone's like, "No, but they jump into cover and Space Marines don't, they're walking tanks." And I'm like, well, how come when you play in the game and you've got all this terrain on your table, do you move your Space Marines to there and there behind cover all the time?
Yeah.
So, and then you could even change the mechanic of when you reload. Instead of doing that, it could be a roll of the dice or something. Like that to me would be a better game, because it's more thought out of as a game. I actually watched it was like an hour and a half long documentary on YouTube of someone breaking down why the Gears of War campaign is so good.
Yeah.
And it's because everything was thought of, and everything, it's like it ups the ante. Right, you're in a prison, you're learning.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your first encounter on your own in the courtyard.
Yeah.
Get on a thing. And then you kind of spend the rest of the game, and everyone forgets, like, the lieutenant guy who's with you is pretty much directing you for the beginning of the game, right up until, spoilers for Gears of War, right up until he gets rammed. Yeah, see?
The baddie's called Ram.
Yeah.
You have to film me on this, because I'm not an Xbox
I was gonna say only 2000s kids will get this joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the captain, I forget his name. You like that one? So he gets killed by Ram, and then it's like, right, Marcus, you're in charge. Even though you're in prison, yesterday. You're in charge now.
Yeah.
And you
Rehabilitation of Offenders Act goes quite quickly.
yeah,
in the
it does,
universe.
there aren't many other people left, to be fair. And then it's like, right, okay, now you've got to hunt him down, seek revenge. And it's always up the ante, up the ante, up the ante. And throughout that, you're like, right, okay, here's a courtyard scene, you've got a flank. Here's a long tunnel. Oh, by the way, but just before the long tunnel, sniper rifles.
Yeah.
Whereas this one's very much like, there's some sniper rifles there, but there were sniper rifles at the last one. And then
I
like,
used
which gun do I choose?
Well, like it's interesting because I think like in Gears you had all 4 guns all the time. No, you didn't. Sorry, I'm thinking.
No,
of,
you have 3 guns and a grenade.
I was thinking of Mass Effect, where you have all 4 guns all the time.
Yes,
and you can choose how you want to do each encounter.
Yes, Gears is
Gears
2 guns, a secondary, and grenades.
Yes, yeah. And I loved the sniper rifle so much; it was great.
But you always had something to fall back on, whereas Space Marines. Because I think they've stuck too close to the lore on this one, which has limited them. Space Marines would only have one primary weapon, a sidearm, and grenades.
Yeah, which I feel like is fine.
It's all right, but when my problem with this is where I don't like it as a game is when I go, oh, I'll take the sniper. Is it a sniper bolter?
Something like that. Stalker bolt rifle.
Something
Stalker,
like that.
yeah.
Stalker bolt rifle. I'm like, oh, I'll take that. And then whatever you take it for, the next encounter, it's good for the first 2 faraway Tyranids, then it's useless.
Yeah.
And you basically, melee. Yeah. So it's kind of like, why would I take that? I have nothing to fall back on.
I found myself, like, I didn't play it on a particularly hard difficulty, so I wanted to enjoy the gameplay and the story. I just went close range weapons like all the time.
Yeah.
I generally went sword, heavy bolt pistol, because I could shoot a few as they were charging at me, and then I'd get swarmed and just go stab until I could see again.
Yeah. And that I think, and that in itself is fun. Like I do like there's a little bit of gamification when you're doing your melee. Like if you hold your last attack, you do a thing.
Yes.
So I'm like 1, 2, 3, and stomp. 1, 2, 3, and stomp. And I feel like
doesn't work quite as well on PC. I don't think. I found it quite tricky to because I think it was like you have to right click is melee, but then to use the it's like the mouse wheel, which is aim. So I think you have to like click both of them at the same time or something.
That's horrible.
And it was like it was a bit weird. I need to play around with the controls.
You need to turn
oh,
down.
this is just is it R1 for attack?
Yeah.
It's
We need to turn down the vibration on our PS5 pads because Isaac has played it with headphones in, and I can be doing something else, and you'll just hear the pad go when he's like, and you look up, he's chewing his way through a warrior.
Yeah,
he's got the vibration.
Yeah.
He's gonna have carpal
But yeah, like I think like the weapons feel really good. Like the using the chainsword's brilliant.
Sounds is quite good as well. They sound quite
when you
heavy.
get a power sword, I really love the power sword. Like it's just like shring, and the finishes are really cool and they feel like a badass.
Like turn the power on and off with your controls.
No.
Oh, okay. So you can
always
do that.
on.
So if you press and hold attack,
Yeah.
it's probably always off.
Oh, right. Oh, so because you can like charge it, can't you?
Yeah, yeah.
You stand in like a position.
That's it. Yeah. So you can either turn it on or you can turn it on mid attack. But when you turn it on, it's slower but more powerful.
Yes.
But I'm like, do that.
I just kind of went for the quick option.
Oh, you've missed a bit. But the bit you probably missed more than us, a lot more than you realise, is the vibration, which is as you walk as a Space Marine, it's fine. As you run, the pad is
that's
really
left
cool.
and right, left, right, left, right.
I love mouse and keyboard for aiming.
Yeah.
Like I grew up playing that, and you put me in a controller and with a sniper rifle and just can't hit anything.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Like mouse and keyboard's better, but it isn't
more immersive with a gamepad.
I guess. Totally that. I think it's made to be a console game, definitely. And some of the features of like the PS, you can connect your PS5 controller to a PC and it'll work. But some of the features like the haptic, I don't know you'll get the exact response. But I think Bolt Gun was a better, if you remember, like Bolt Gun. Did everyone play that?
I played it.
I haven't played it, but I've just bought it over.
It's like like Doom.
Yeah, it's Doom.
It is Doom, and the best thing about Bolt Gun is I kind of learned you can't do this on console, but on PC, if you go into your menu and instead of hold, because it's hold shift to run, I think, turn it to toggle instead of hold to run. and then you just turn it on at the beginning of the game, and the whole
You
game
just sprint everywhere.
You just sprint, and when you jump, you kind of float. So it becomes like a really floaty Twitch shooter, which is perfect for mouse and keyboard because it's like absolutely brilliant. I don't think this is meant to be that. Better for aiming and that sort of thing, but yeah, as a game, it's definitely a console game.
Yeah.
Where I'm liking it a bit more, but not massively as a game, because they've gone like the, hey, we're a game, but we're a service route, is the PvE. But should we do the PvE talk separately?
No, go for it now.
I think my general sort of feelings, I guess, like the characters and stuff, decent. I feel like I would have preferred a game if it was like the Death the company like kill team stuff from the beginning, and you might meet Inquisitors and a bit more rather than Space Marine. And you meet some of the Space Marines, but like not for very long, and you only know that they're great because
the red
tells you.
Do you know?
Which one? Oh,
I do find it funny though that
it's very forgettable.
I do find it funny that they have literally just gone, let's just look through the Space Marine catalogue of miniatures for when we're designing anybody.
Yeah,
they've just gone, haven't they? Because your sort of your mission giver, if you will, the Ultramarine Sergeant,
he's brilliant.
the Scottish Ultramarine Sergeant.
And that's hilarious because it's like Titus is like, hey, we've got this battle barge and everyone's like really busy, but this is actually really, really important. I can spare 3 men.
But I like that he's literally just the model.
Yeah.
And the chaplain is just the model.
Yes.
But I think the only thing they did differently with. And do you know what the really nice thing is I've got that miniature yet to paint. So I think
which one, the chaplain?
The captain.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, ginger beard for you, matey. When I get round to it now, I was going to go grey beard, but not now that I've played Space Marine.
No, I think he's like, other than Titus, he's my favourite character in the game.
Yeah,
like really well done. The other thing as well, like I noticed, and I want to say this is. So there was a guy, and I actually interviewed him. If anybody wants to see a good interview with a famous Hollywood actor,
Rahul.
I interviewed Rahul Kohli after Boltgun, and nobody watched it. John Nenus does it, and everyone's like, oh, "That's amazing! I can't believe it. Why don't I get views?" So I'm like, and I don't know how I looked like. I think I'd chatted on something. He was asking about hobby storage on Twitter back when he was on Twitter, and I was like, oh mate, check these out, they're really good. And then we got to talking then on Instagram and then a few other bits. Then I ended up doing an interview with him. Really great guy, down to earth. And he did the voice of I know he said Calcius. Who is it? Kaido. Kaido. Malam Kaido, whatever.
Why not?
Kaido. He told me as well. But he did the voice.
Maybe you should watch your interview.
Maybe I should. It's been over a year now, anyway. And I even tried to research it with some shorts, didn't work. But yeah, and he was great in Fall of the House of Usher. You'll see,
which is brilliant. Fall of the House of Usher is
so good,
excellent television.
I originally saw him in the Zombie,
iZombie, absolutely brilliant.
And then he's a sheriff on like a little island.
I haven't watched that one.
Which is by the same guy that's on Fall of House of Usher,
and he's really good.
I think they're mates because they kind of. He's got like a central.
Well, he has a core of people that he always uses. Mike. Oh, I'm gonna have to look.
You do that, but yeah. So anyway, I did an interview with him, and he does the voice of Malam Kaido, which is basically you'll only know if you press the taunt button. But I was like, oh, he's not going to be in this. That might have been. I don't know if there's like thousands of years between them. Could have been a good thing.
Might not have had the budget.
But it'd be nice to see him back and like another cameo or something like that. Like, however, because I think they're under the same. I think they're both Focus Interactive. Anyway, the point I'm making is like his voice isn't in it, but there are so many other generic Space Marine voices that sound like they could so easily be him.
Yeah,
because they're all doing. Like, he obviously projects a lot more and puts a lot more into it, I think, maybe, than some others. But yeah, like, Space Marines sound very Space Marine. Yeah. And I've listened to a few voices, and I'm like, is that Rahul Kohli doing that voice? Or maybe they just nicked some recordings.
The series that he's in of that type are all made by a guy called Mike Flanagan.
That's it, yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. And that one where he's on that island of people who are all quite religious is called Midnight Mass.
That's it.
And then
Midnight
he was in
Mass,
the Haunting of Bly Manor.
That
which is
Haunting of
also
Bly Manor was
fantastic as well.
Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But the best, I think the best one is The Fall of the House of Usher.
Fall of House of Usher,
Yeah.
phenomenal.
The it's quite interesting with, like, obviously Space Marine takes itself very seriously.
Yeah.
Bolt Gun doesn't at all.
No,
though,
Bolt
does
Gun. No, like, Bolt Gun. My favourite bit in Bolt Gun.
I like the fact that Bolt Gun has got a taunt option, hasn't it?
Yes.
I think
but
you missed that whole conversation.
Sorry.
if you stand still and don't do anything, he just breaks out a copy of the Codex Astartes and just starts
Does
reading.
he? Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I listened to the most recent Caiaphas Cain novel. Like, I think I've completed all the books.
Oh,
now.
well done.
So I need to go on to. I don't want to buy the anthologies though, because they're the price of a normal book, but they're only like an hour long when you listen to them. So I'm like, no. So I got
The Emperor's Spears of the Emperor.
Spears of the Emperor. So I'm listening to that at the minute.
How far into that are you?
Oh, not very. Maybe about an hour.
What do you think of it though, so
yeah,
far?
I really like it.
You know what I like about it is the fact that the Space Marine hero of the book is just massively unlikable. He's a complete bellend.
Yes.
Just treats everybody really badly.
Yeah, is that who she works for?
Yeah.
So in the Caiaphas Cain novel, like, I've just been playing Space Marine 2. Everything's like, Captain Acheran, we need to inform Marnius Calgar, Titus, Galadriel. Brr. He meets a Space Marine from the Reclaimers chapter. First name Toba, second name Maury. So Toba Maury, which is just a place in Scotland. And
Was that a kids' TV series as well?
yes, I think so. Yeah. And then so they he just calls him like Sergeant Maury, which sounds quite normal, but and then he's just like, oh yes, and this is Toba Maury, and he's just like, and then you carry on. It's brilliant.
That'd go over my head. I don't know anywhere in Scotland apart from the main ones.
Yes.
I'd never get it. But the it's kind of like Dragon Ball, how we named like Vegeta, and like all the names are named after like instruments or vegetables and stuff.
Yeah. Like I fucking love Caiaphas Cain. I love all the books.
I'll give it a
They're
go.
really good.
I'll give it a go. I'll try one.
So,
But yeah, so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as a game. I thought it was good. I'd be happy to say I didn't if I didn't. But it's not one of those where for an online service game, because the PvE is good. The bit that did annoy me was like, because I got I think it was the gold edition. It's like, you get such and such DLC. And unless I've got it wrong in my head, you go into it and you're like, oh, cool, I get to wear this. No, you get to then pay for that with credits.
With like the in-game
So you've got
currency.
to earn the credits to actually to use the DLC that you've paid for with real money.
And the am I right in thinking, like, I've only done one PvE mission, but am I right in thinking that to pay for the upgrades, like your cosmetic upgrades, is the same currency as your weapon upgrades?
Yes.
So you're either I get better guns or I look cooler.
I
so you
think
got to do a lot of grinding, don't you?
Yeah.
Your weapons upgrade on their own, like as you level them up. So as you go through.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You
You
level
fight.
up.
I think you fight.
Yeah.
If my son's to be believed, you fight your way through your guns getting better.
So you level up and your weapon levels up. You can unlock perks for yourself, and I think perks for the weapons, or the weapons have just got 2 or 3 levels. But then the cosmetic upgrades, I believe, are the ones you purchase. And when I say cosmetic, I mean like, I think you unlock the certain styles maybe. But like if you want to unlock Rune Fang Steel or something like that, you've got to go, right, Rune Fang Steel, it's part of this kit for this army. But as you unlock, say, Mephiston Red, you unlock Mephiston Red for all of the chapters and sub-chapters there. So I can make a Space Wolf at the moment because I could afford to get the emblem, rust grey, something else and something else. However, I've got to paint it myself because I haven't unlocked the last thing. I can't just go make him a Space Wolf. So I've currently got a bright yellow, even though I've got the right colour, a bright yellow thing, a bright red pauldron, rust grey for the rest of it, an emblem on that shoulder, but not on that shoulder because I haven't got one. All I've got is like Assault, but it's got like, is it 7th Legion is Ultramarines? So it's got a VII on it, and I'm like, none of this is right. So I've got to unlock one more thing to make a Space Wolf.
So you're kind of like currently doing a hey, can we have a Space Wolf? No, we've got Space Wolves at home.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
absolutely,
And I've got, so instead I just went, well, I've got most of the colours for Death Guard, so I went Death Guard.
He's got a Panda Cola Space Marine.
Yeah, it's a bit mad, but once you get your head around it, it makes sense. And I do like that, and I'm kind of...
It keeps you engaged, keeps you going back,
like it gives you a reason to keep playing because you unlock things, but like the colours are wrong. Like they are wrong. So like you get basic stuff like red, orange, yellow, and I'm anal about this. Weirdly, I like paint and I like colour, but there's one of them. I did my own chapter years ago, which was like a really grey Space Marine. I did it on it was called Imp Cat.
People still use that now,
and I wrote an article about it and things like that. So I did that.
Where can people find that?
On fohammer.com. Well, they can find it on the internet. Just search Imp Cat, like Impact, but Imp Cat, weirdly. Every time you search for it, Google will say, did you mean Impact? And I'll be like, no. And then it'll go, did you mean that thing from TED 2? No. Use brushstroke. He then painted it, and that got a lot of views and stuff.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, so, but yeah, it was really good, and that's good. And I tried to use that, but the grey, which I used, or he used to paint it, is in the game, but it's a blue grey. It's not grey, and it's very blue. It's almost Space Wolves blue, even though it should be neutral grey. So I'm like, it just looks crap, and I can't choose orange for the shoulder pad. You can only pick like metallics for your shoulder pad trim, not all of the colours, because it doesn't exist as one of the sub-chaptery, what are they called? Sub-chapters? Successor chapters. Or none of the chapters or successor chapters has an orange rimmed shoulder pad, so you just can't have that, even though you can unlock that orange. So it's kind of...
Justice for Space Wolves.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, so that
starts here.
So it's good. Long story short, I do enjoy it. I think it's a good game.
Yeah.
But again, there are bits where I wish it was better. I wish it ramped up, and I wish there was more enemy variety, and I wish the second type of enemies were actually fun to fight, but they're not. They're
a bit more frustrating, aren't they?
They are very like, you've got your annoying guys running around you, then you've got your bigger guys who are just like everywhere. And that changes.
Teleport out of the way all the time.
Yeah, whereas Gears is, for example, as a good game, is very, right, I've got you come up with, like, I've got a strategy for dealing with that enemy type, and that enemy type, and that enemy type, whereas this one's just like, oh, fuck's sake, just get through it.
Yeah. I think I'm super keen to play it online with people I know and have fun, and I think I'd get a lot more out of it. But I think it's, as a Warhammer game, it's dead solid. It's really fun. It sticks to the lore. Like the core gameplay mechanics are fun. So I think generally, like, it's only a good thing. Yeah, for Warhammer. You know,
I think for me, because I wouldn't, having watched the trailers for gameplay, I wouldn't have bought this if it hadn't have been Warhammer. I just wouldn't have bought it, because I know it's shooting, but I'll use the term hack and slash because it takes up a lot of the game. Isn't my game. My game is a blooming whole open world environment, city environment, full of chaos cultists and the special character Chaos Marines who are in charge of them, which is the way Chaos Marines work a lot of the time in the lore. They send them down individually to get cultists into order, and me being a 3-man, me being part of like a 3 or a 4-man Space Marine eliminator team or incursions. I like real open world games because I like my own ability to sit and figure the tactics out. An example of this is I used to play online with a friend of mine. We'll play Ghost Recon. Breakpoint. Isaac, my eldest, had also played this game and would sometimes see me and him playing it. And would go, you are literally turning this into the most boring game in the world, because we would sit on a hillside looking at a base that we've got to go in and steal a laptop or do something, and we would sit there and count how long it would take for a soldier to do a perimeter of a thing and count it, and then my mate wouldn't come in, I would go in, he would have a sniper rifle and would go stay behind that crate, I would move in, do the thing,
perfect,
come back out. And then also, we would also be going, has your kid moved up to a year now? How's he getting on? And we would have like we called a really violent telephone call.
Yeah.
So, but you know, and that's I want to be in charge of my parameters.
Yeah.
Of how I decide this is getting done, or how me and a friend decide it's getting done. And this is fun because it's Warhammer, but it's just like, you really speaking, where you stand doesn't even really have a massive effect on how the game tactically works. You go, well, I'll stand over here, and it gives me an angle for that, because you can only shoot so far, and then they're all on you, and you go,
yeah.
There's no, you know, I think, you know, for me, I'm more Ghost Recon, The Last of Us, Uncharted, and Jedi Survivor, where you can fight things, but you can go, I'm going to hide on this rock, jump down with a lightsaber, nail him, nail that one, force him off, as opposed to just
like make a plan of action.
Yeah, make a plan of action. And, you know, and sometimes one through repetition of going, well, that didn't work, let's try that.
Yeah.
You know, but this is just...
Space Marine, you'd be like, I'm going to swing more.
Yeah. You know, and I was trying to do this thing of like, right, aim shots. Oh, and now eventually that doesn't work.
And
that's
you
it.
Can't do that.
And it's cool because it's exactly how Tyranids are meant to play.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's, I'm having loads of fun because I love the world when I go along and I go, oh, look, burnt out Lehman Russ. Oh, look, a Chimera. You know, and it's nice. But yeah, it's not even the fact they go, oh, if this was called Space Soldier, you know, Space Soldier the Revenge, I wouldn't be interested in it because it's not Warhammer. I just wouldn't. I'm literally clinging on to playing it because of the fact I love the universe it's in. Other than that, it wouldn't be my game. Like, but it is making me smile because it is lovely seeing my little 32mm guys bigger, running around doing stuff.
Having conversations and killing things.
But I can know it's past 2 million players now, and I'm really pleased.
That's really
It's really nice. And you know what? I'm big. And what's the name of the company who've made it? The Focus of the
Focus of the publisher. It's Saber.
Yeah,
Saber. And you know what? Hands down. Are they of what's gone on in the last month? Saber, when it comes to Warhammer, have produced probably the best roadmap I've seen. And
You're not wrong,
Do you know what I especially liked about the Saber roadmap? Was that the first half of it wasn't reminding me what it did in Space Marine 1.
Yes. Yeah. 10 years ago, Space Marine 1 happened. Yeah. You know, I haven't seen the roadmap.
The roadmap's really good, and it does, if they can put their money where their mouth is, if they can sustain the roadmap to be what they claiming it's going to be, and that sounds like I'm being really negative by saying claiming, but if they can match what they're saying, I'll be really pleased.
So I haven't seen it.
Well, I'm looking at it now. So
is it just like more cosmetic?
Well, I'm flipping through Games Radar at the moment. So apparently, jumped to Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4. So they've obviously got
like a year. I'm going to assume,
like a 4-year plan.
Every what? Is it, or is it every quarter they might do another season?
It might be quarterly. I'm not sure, but like I've got a season.
September is the Ultramarine.
Yeah, so
skins, isn't it?
Oh, hang on. So free updates in September. This is part of Season 1. I hope there's more than this in Season 1 because I paid for a season pass, which I hope gets me more than this because this is free update. Oh, hang on. So free updates and season pass updates. So September is Season 1. Which is ultra-wide support, private PvE lobbies, battle barge, sparring area, and an Ultramarines cosmetic pack, which is a load of successor chapters and a load of extra bits and colours.
Oh, fun.
Season 2 is up to the end of 2024, which will give us, for free, new PvE missions, cool, lethal difficulty, and the Neo Volkite pistol.
Oh, I like the Neo Volkite pistol. It's a cool design.
That's it. The season
and that's
pass,
Dark Angels as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be Dark Angels Champions Pack, Cosmetic Pack, and Weapon Skin Pack. And then seasons 3 and 4, which are across 2025. Season 3, new PvE mission. Singular, there's no S.
Yeah.
New PvP game modes, new PvP arenas, new enemy.
But that's an interesting way of saying enemy. Enemy can mean an entire race or just one.
Let's be fair, we know it means one. And now an A full screen ad's popped up and I can't see. Let me just go back and forth. Yeah, there were a couple of other interesting bits.
That'd be super interesting.
But yeah, it's got a good. Come on.
Maybe that's why there's no more.
Right, here we go.
40k releases, because they're all coming out in Space Marine. Yeah.
Well, they're already ahead of Warhammer. They announced something for September, and then something else looks reading into the rest of the end of the year.
Yeah.
Hey, have you seen? We talked about this last week. Joy Toy. Like, as soon as I went home last week, I was like, blooming heck, there's a Titus and his
Two mates,
cohorts.
Oh,
As I think
fantastic.
The only
Joy
annoying
Toy
thing
are
is that all of the add-on bits that you can change the hands, it's exactly the same for each one.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a drag.
But but yeah, like Joy Toy have done so much to catch up with like every Space Marine and model that's out there. We can definitely. I don't know if they've done enough Chaos. They've done a few. But they're Night Lords anyway. We've got to be able to play like a scaled up kill team game.
That'd
it would be
really fun. And
find someone
also
to do it.
quite expensive.
Horrifically expensive.
Yeah. So
Is it about 80 quid a miniature now, aren't they? Something stupid.
Really?
so we've got our
Get in
new,
touch with Joy Toy. 5 people might watch this. Can we have free toys, please?
I tried years ago. They're so hard to communicate with. So we've got a new enemy, PvP prestige ranks, battle barge expansion, because you don't already have to run far enough to change your outfit or class between thingies. Your chapter pass, your season pass stuff in season 3 will be one chapter will receive champion pack, cosmetic pack, skin pack. Another chapter will receive champion pack.
So they're not saying who yet.
So they're doing a couple of chapters. Yep. And then season 4, Horde mode, another new enemy.
Oh, Horde mode would be fun.
Yeah, Horde mode I think would be pretty good.
Because that's just like wave after wave, isn't it?
If the arenas are set up right, I think, and the levels are done. Horde mode, new enemy, new weapon, one chapter to be disclosed will get a champion pack, cosmetic pack, and skin pack, and again, another chapter will get a champion pack.
I don't think that's bad.
No,
for a video game to be telling us that much is on the way so far. I think I'm quite impressed with that.
Exciting stuff to come. I hope that new enemy means new enemy
As a race.
Yeah, like
but I don't think it does.
If they did, because I guess it might be quite a big ask to make loads of different orcs if they're only going to be available in like Horde mode or something like that.
Yeah.
And because they'd have to make a bunch of different models, voice them, which would be hilarious. So I think they totally should do it, but that might be quite a big ask. It might be another Tyrannid model, a new enemy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm expecting. It'll be a bigger. There's a bit later. In fact, can we just quickly talk about it? It's story. It's not a spoiler. So at the end of the third of the game, there is a enemy type that is described to you, and you've got to take it out to take out all of the, and you're like, oh, cool, I get to go and take this out.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. You don't.
That's a PvE mission.
Yeah. So it's like, this is going to be so good, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's just done now. But the battle that happens whilst that's happening in the PvE mission is pretty good, because it's like, I've just taken this out, and so I say it doesn't ramp up, but there are small bits. But that bit where it's like, take this out, I've just taken that out, and then 3 of them come at you, and you're like, oh my god, and it's crazy. That's one good bit that I felt the pressure in. And I do like that the PvE mode's connected to the single player mode, which is nice. So it's good. It's good. Cool. I do like it. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
Right then, talking about being excited, by the time this goes out, we will have the pre-orders for the new kill team will be up.
Oh, are the pre-orders up tomorrow?
They come up. What is for us this coming Saturday? But by the time this goes out to our lovely people out there, it will be they'll be up.
Yeah.
So new kill team, and from a number of different sources. One of them being Mr. Orspec Tactics himself, and the other one being the lovely gentleman, I think, whose name is Andy, who's at Glass Half Dead. I've pretty much looked at the same rumour that it's going to be £145, which is a big ooh. You are right, but then at the same point in time, Glass Half Dead also broke down, and he lowballed as well. the prices of the things in it at their individual costs, and it seems like the saving on it is generally pretty damn good.
It's a lot of terrain, isn't there?
It's a lot of terrain, which is
it's good for
yeah.
as a starter box.
Yeah,
for
loads
Kill
of terrain.
Team.
Yeah.
Loads of terrain. Then you've got your battlefield scenery, which has now become battlefield add-on scenery, which has now become part of the game of being able to buy ladders and being able to buy these bits and bobs and things like that.
What, mid-game? So
you pick them at the start of the game. They're like equipment that you decide you're going to use in the game, so you can pick certain things
and attach it to your scenery or something.
Yeah, you will then in the game go, well, I can put a ladder, instead of trying to do such and such a movement, I can put a ladder in,
Yeah.
I can throw a smoke grenade, I can plant a mine.
How are these visually represented?
By
Are they
being
like
actual.
cards
No,
or
they are
physical?
actual.
Oh, okay. Right.
Even down
okay.
to smoke
Yeah,
grenades.
so you have barricades and you have the
Barricades
physical smoke grenades and
yeah, so they're all there,
okay.
like barricades, heavy barricades.
And they're there at the beginning of the skirmish.
Yeah, you'll put them in.
Right,
yeah.
okay. I can just imagine, like, yeah, I'm going to buy a ladder, and then 2 of your Space Marines are reserved because they're holding, like, to me across the battlefield with this ladder.
yeah. It's just right.
When we used to do FIBWA, fighting in a built-up area, or CQB, close quarter battle.
I know that from Metal Gear Solid 3.
You actually do run up with a ladder.
Yeah.
You do have a ladder. So, so it sounds ridiculous, but it is actually there. But, so the price is a bit of an intake of breath, as you did, and I do agree with you. But also as well, I think it breaks down to being quite a lot of... It's really quite a comprehensive box, I think. Personally, really looking forward to it. I think the fact that they've thrown everything in it is good. I think it's a little bit naughty that, which is something I'll go into in a minute, but I'll mention sort of now, is that they're going to start releasing data slate cards for them the same way as they do for 40k. So instead of having to have your book open and keep changing it to see which different type of troop does what, you can have cards and you can lay them out across your board, which is what they have for 40k.
Is that good?
Well, yeah, because instead of going, oh, right, this guy's going to shoot, and then what's this guy's, and then what's this guy's?
Back and forth.
So you've got your back and forth the book. You can have them along your table edge.
And you only need 8.
You only need
10.
Yeah, depends on what specialties you take. You're going to take somewhere between 6 and 10, depending on what you're playing. So they're going to release them, in which I'll talk about in a minute. But I think if I am being a bit greedy, I'd maybe like them to have been for both the armies be in the box as well.
The armies?
Both the kill teams, to apologise. Both the kill teams that are in this new starter box don't have
aren't in there.
them cards on
Oh,
in
no,
there.
are you sure?
Yeah, they're not in there, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
But you get...
But you get the book which has them.
Right, okay.
So they are covered.
Yes, you still get the rules, but
still
you don't
get
get
the
the convenience of the
And
cards.
also the fact that they are going to bring out a kill team app, which will give everybody access to the equivalent of the cards, but on the app.
Do you need to pay for that?
I don't know. Nothing's been announced yet, but it's Games Workshop. Probably I'm going to say yes.
Quite possibly, but
Possibly. Hopefully for me, if I take my own greed into consideration and my own well-being, hopefully it's going to be covered in my Warhammer Plus subscription.
I would have thought definitely.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah, like I would imagine if you do got to pay for it, you open it and it goes, to access this, you need to pay for Warhammer Plus.
The great thing about this version of Kill Team is, I think, like, say with the kill teams that in a year's time won't be supported competitively anymore and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, still.
Like, they've given a warning to people,
Yes.
which is good, rather than the 40k stuff where it's sort of like, Blood Angels are coming out, you can't use these models anymore, lol.
Yeah.
So they've given people like a fair warning.
And they're not even getting rid of them. They're really just getting rid of them out of the tournament scene because there's just too much to...
I think it's a real shame that Krieg and Commando's going.
Yeah.
Because I think they started off this kind of new era of Kill Team, and I feel like they're really, really iconic.
Wait, so they're taking Krieg and Orc Commandos out of competitive Kill Team?
Yeah, in a year's time.
Right, so this...
But they'll still get balance updates and bits and bobs for a while, but they will be retired.
Okay, so I need to ask the dumb question. So this is Kill Team 3. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, so there's 3rd Gen, 3.0, 3rd edition. And this version that comes out,
Yeah.
will come out supporting the Orc Commandos
Correct.
Krieg,
Yeah.
but they'll be removed from competitive play
in about a year's time.
In a year's time, yeah.
Why?
I would say one of the main reasons for it is the fact that if we break it down to the real core answer, I think it's because the kill team shelving in the shops can only support so much. Because the thing is, as we talked about this previous episode, a lot of kill teams coming out constantly, and I think I think a lot of it is they just can't maintain the shop space for them anymore.
No.
I don't know what will happen to the Commandos. I know I'm repeating myself from previous episodes. I don't know what happens to the Commandos, but the Krieg isn't too much of a worry because they're just going to get filtered into their own army in the Imperial Guard bit of the shop.
Yeah, that's in the roadmap, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know what will happen to the Commandos. Will it be a case of if you didn't buy them when they were out, they're gone? Or will the Commandos get boxed into being in just an Orc box and they'll move over into the Orc section? Because I think the main problem is I think the competitive, they're saying competitive, I think it's going to be, if you've got them, good on you. If you haven't, get them now. In a year's time, they won't be available for competitive play because you won't be able to go and buy them.
It might not just be shelf space as well. Like if they are trying to make, because Kill Team's a well-received game and really liked, and probably the best gateway. It's just the one I'm going to use to get into gaming because I'm really excited about it. But also, like if they want to keep it balanced, like adding more and more just bloat to it with more factions. Like there's a team there of people with brains who have to keep all this.
All this going.
But and might like that if you've got all these 30 odd 40 odd factions, it'll be way too much. So you want a balanced.
One of the other little things that I think is going to have a bearing on it to some degree as well is that from what they've been saying, they're going to now start reboxing all the existing kill teams. And what will happen is that your kill team box will have your own variant of the tokens that you play with will be in the box with your figures.
Oh, it's a little card extra.
Yeah, we'll have all your tokens. So I think these are, which I can't confirm because I haven't seen the actual individual ones for kill team factions, but I get the impression there'll be a standard one, which you'll be able to buy, and then the ones in the boxes will be more unique. Will have logos that will reflect your own personal unit that's in there.
Wait, hang on. So go with me again. So where have you got this from? Is this just rumors?
From Warhammer.
Oh, okay. So there's going to be a box on it because bear in mind we're just talking about shelf space. So there's going to be a box of I don't know what's a faction that's staying.
Pick up Space Marine incursors or infiltrators.
It's just like Night Lords. The Night Lords.
Yeah. So you're going to have a Night Lords, but they're not out yet. There was a box, are they?
No, they will be in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
So you'll have a Night Lords box, but then a Night Lords box plus.
No.
What are you saying?
Night Lords box will come from now on. Well, the not even Night Lords box will come from now on because the Night Lords are coming into a box as being one of the first ones that will have their tokens inside the box with them.
Right, okay.
With the figures.
Yes.
But they will be, I'm assuming, because they will sell everything separately for Kill Team as they always do, and be fair, and well done Games Workshop, they're selling everything separately on day one, which is really good. So those that don't want to buy the new Kill Team box, the new rules will be available. The add-on book will be available if you want to just see what's going on and use the missions and so on. So it'll all be individual. So I'm assuming that means when you buy the rule book, if you don't want to buy the box, it'll come with generic tokens.
Right, okay. Yes.
But then in the box
and when we say tokens, we mean like objective markers, wound
wound markers, all of that sort of thing. Yeah. But then the ones that come in your box for your kill team that you buy will be more reflective in the imagery that matches your...
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But what I'm thinking about is I think that's going to mean the box is going to get bigger, which I think is one of the other reasons why.
The price will also get bigger.
And the price, which we'll speak about in a second.
A way of justifying it.
Yeah. And is the... Because I think they're going to take up more space. So I think that's also one of the reasons why they're going to try and start deleting certain... ones out of it.
So what price-wise, what are they now for a kill team?
Well, they've gone up. If you buy, the problem being is looking at the prices, it's difficult to do now because Games Workshop on their website have taken all of the kill teams off.
Oh, okay.
Right. But if you look at a standard box of Chaos Space Marines,
Yeah.
they've just gone up to £42.50.
For a standard box of Space Marines. And
For
obviously the
Chaos Space Marines.
the Night Lords
Will
is the
come
Chaos Space Marines with an upgrade.
with an
sprue.
upgrade sprue and then the tokens in them, and it looks like they're going to probably retail around about £47.50.
See, 40 if they go above 50, that's where it's a problem,
Yeah.
I think. And again, it's the psychological...
Especially because it's 50 quid for 10 miniatures, isn't it? And that's
Yeah, but it's like, it's
starting
50...
to get there.
Just barbaric.
Yeah, but it's 50 quid for 10 minutes. Like that's, and especially with a kill team, I think people would put, or at least I plan to, I would put more effort into a 10-man kill team than a 30-man army.
Well, I think to some degree what Games Workshop is thinking about here is that there will be people who will go out and buy a shed load of Night Lord kill team boxes because they want Night Lord Chaos Marine 40k army. It's going to be expensive for them to do it that way, but I think that people will do that. But I think what Games Workshop is working on is the idea that a lot of people now who are enjoying kill team don't turn their kill team into an army. They just buy lots of different kill teams.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think they're thinking we may only sell to somebody. We may only sell this Night Lord's box once.
Right.
There'll be plenty of people who buy lots of times because they're going to do Chaos. They're going to do Night Lords as an army.
Yeah.
But there's lots of people who will only buy that box once.
But why would they buy it lots of times? Because
Because they want to play Night Lords as their Chaos 40k army.
Can I just say as well, that upgrade sprue, because it is literally the Chaos Space Marines and an upgrade
Yeah,
sprue.
and it's amazing.
That upgrade... Why couldn't we have that for Blood Angels?
Yeah. But it's great.
I'm not gonna get over it.
It's specifically for kill team, so
Is
they
it? Yeah.
do more with it.
Because
I
they do
think.
more with it because
Yeah.
because Kill Team has lots of people, lots of miniatures that follow the same class.
Yeah.
Like, your guy with a big stick. Your guy with a big stick comes in a number of variants of
Yeah.
fuckers and a medic and so on. So them sprues are often there to not just give them a flavour of how they look, but they are there to give certain miniatures an actual classification,
role,
an
yeah.
actual classification of what they do. Sniper, medic, comms man, that sort of thing.
But even that, it doesn't matter. That, as you've said, with the bolters, like right now, the bolters are just for visual flair rather than actually having a different meaning.
Yeah.
Great. Give us all that anyway. Hello, Bella.
Hello, Bell.
Bella agrees. Well,
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah, give us all that flair, because then
She's waiting on Spaceful 4.
they could have had the option of going, oh, there could be a Blood Angels kill team in the future, maybe, and they've already got the kit.
Yeah.
But I want variety, and I don't want to be negative. I still love Warhammer. I still love Blood Angels. I just wanted so much more from that, and it's this sort of thing that pushes me down the 3D printer avenue.
I was just going to make the tried and tested joke that never fails. 3D printer goes brr.
Yeah. And I don't want to. I want to be official.
Yep.
Like, I want the official stuff. I love Grey Tide. I love Archie's Forge. I think they're fantastic creators. There are others coming out there. I think it's Pop Goes the Monkey or something.
Oh, Pop Goes the Monkey. I get my Black Templar crosses from him.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind a decal on a rank and file, but
You mean crosses that are compatible with Black Templars? Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Templar crosses, because Games Workshop can't own that.
No.
Templar crosses. I get my Templar crosses from there.
Yeah. The Knights of the Templar.
Yeah.
Going
So
on their crusades.
because I don't mind a decal on a rank and file, but on my captains and things, I want them to have a proper
physical.
yeah.
Yeah.
And which also is really cool as well. The cross for the shoulder is also exactly the right curve on it. That it also goes round the greave of a Templar, a Terminator's leg.
Oh, really?
No, because some have kneecap pads.
Yeah.
Obviously
Yes.
not, but the ones that don't, the ones that just have the full plate.
Yeah.
It wraps around really well, as well,
Perfect.
which is great. But
it's that sort of thing. It's like, I want this sort of thing. The Night Lord's perfect. I would buy, if they released that as an upgrade sprue, I'd buy 10 of them, because they would work on not just the models. I can kit bash characters from that and all sorts. But with the Blood Angels one, I'm like, great, 10 pads. Yeah. Like, you could have given me no pads and instead just give me tiny insignias that I glue on and use that space for chest plates. I might speak to Taro if you're watching, because I need to drop some stuff off it is this week. I've got like what when the captain comes out with the chest plate, I'm going to see if that's a separate piece for just the chest.
Make a mold.
I'm going to be like, can you help me mold this so I can make 10 of them so I can put them on my intercessors, and they would make my blood angels look more like blood angels and stand out. So, but I'm so desperate for the official designed Games Workshop, true to model scale and everything, because a lot of the third-party designers don't quite get it right and can't for other reasons. I want more blood angels.
Yeah.
And I can't get them.
But the thing I think that I like the idea that they're doing the cards. We were talking about them. I'm disappointed they haven't come in the box for the 2 new factions, but I like the idea that they're doing the cards, because I've since haven't had an army that needs the cards because of no Codex Death Guard, and for quite a while Gene Stealer Cult.
Yeah.
So I got quite used to the cards, and I do like the cards. It starts to rack up a bit of a price. I know they're going to say, well, they'll be in the app and that the rules are going to be free, which is also really nice of them. But then you go, if you then pay £47.50 for a box of Chaos Marines, be it Night Lords, and then you go, and you get your own unique counters, but then you go, I want the data slates for them on a card form. Next thing you know, your blooming squad for Chaos Marines has become extraordinarily expensive.
So what's that pack of cards? Because that pile I saw there was more than, because it's 10 to 12. You'll get one for each model that you can make.
Yeah, for each.
And then you take.
They're not going to sell them for under a £5.
No, they won't. But how big are these packs? Are they 60 cards? Are there also?
Well, no, they'll only be like that, won't they? Because they'll only have the 10 of them in there. It will come. The cards though do come with like a lot of the rules that you then don't have to go back into the book for. Like they have unique ploys, which are like little tricks you can do, but they're unique to each army or each kill team. So all of them little things will be in there as well. So they will probably rack up to possibly about 15 cards.
So where do you, and is that the rules for them? You don't then need a book.
You won't need a book.
You'll have the, say like with the RBTs, you can build the guy with the dog or like the big voice thing or whatever. Like there's variations. Like you said previously, like you could buy 3 boxes to make
really
all
do
the
our
variations.
To do our bites to get all their variations, you really need probably about 3 boxes.
So they could theoretically have like 20 odd cards.
Yeah,
like one for each variation or something.
But to be fair, when I say 3 boxes, I am also, for me, that was me talking about fielding them in 40k. Because they come as shield with teams where they've all got a shield over them. So I was talking a foot in both camps there, really. But
But yeah, so generally, so what you would need for Kill Team is you need the book, or one of you needs the rule book, or you need to understand the rules. Then you need your Kill Team, which comes with tokens, cool, but don't need them, but they're nice that they're there. Then you need a card pack. Well, you don't need a card pack. So if you haven't got that card pack, where do you get their rules? Do they come in the box?
They'll be online.
Or they're online
for free.
For free.
Oh, okay, fine.
So the thing with the new Kill Team, I suppose, to some degree, is it's going to be as cheap or as expensive as you want to make it. To some degree,
which is good.
Which is good, but I do think getting near the £50 mark for a box of blooming 10 miniatures is starting to. And I'm somebody who generally defends pricing to some degree. I always do the old
go to the cinema.
I know another person has used it recently, but I won't name him. The cinema analogy. How much does a cinema ticket cost and how much value do you get out of it compared to? But 47.50s. See, I am starting to slowly think about having a unique kill team, because all of my kill teams currently I own them because they do a 40k job. I've got Death Guards, I can play kill team, and I've obviously...
Oh, is there a Death Guard kill team?
Well, only there has been one in a compendium. They haven't got their own true one yet.
Right, okay.
They did, because they did a compendium book, which for all the people who hadn't had a kill team...
Let me make this simpler. If we're all going to play kill team...
Yes.
Can I do a Death Guard army?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Oh, it
yeah.
will be. Oh, I'd love a Death Guard kill team. That'd be so
would.
cool.
Yeah, that's literally what I want to do.
Yeah.
Well, it used
Can
to.
I proxy it? Can I be like proxies as Chaos Space Marine?
Yeah, you could
Yeah. Like you could
probably just use
probably
them as Night Lords, couldn't you?
if you
suppose,
take the
yeah.
Night Lord rules and then kind of make people look, like they do a certain job, then
yeah,
that's probably all right. Yeah.
But
All right.
so yeah, but all of mine have been. I've got a crew kill team because I'm collecting crews. So I've got a Space Marine one because I collect Space Marines, and they're all like this. But
Yeah.
I do really fancy having a sisters kill team, but I don't want to collect sisters.
Is there a sisters kill team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But they're all sort of like pre.
yeah,
power armor, aren't they?
they're the baby sisters.
Yeah.
They're the ones before. It's like these are like the missions they go on before they get anointed.
Oh, so they're not in the full.
They're not in the full armor. No.
No.
Hopefully they will do one of them where they're in full armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those sisters, because they're some of the older models along with the Krieg and the Commandos and stuff. I think they were the second box
Yeah,
or the first box after
they were. Yeah.
the Orcs and
Yeah,
Krieg.
them
So
versus,
they're on the
Pathfinders,
chopping block in a year's time as well.
Pathfinders, yeah.
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 Okay.
So if they go, hopefully they'll be replaced with sisters in full armor. The full ones. But I'd like to have sisters. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to Kill Team. It's quite interesting. And then once we've got a clean slate. It isn't got all that luggage of 10,000 FAQs and all the rest of it, which I know will follow quite quickly, I would have thought. But we get in on it in a clean slate and we'll get playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. So,
All right.
yeah.
Oh,
looking forward
one
to
of the
that.
things kill team related. When we were at Nova, Eric Swinson rocked up, and we were like, "You don't suppose you've got any models we could put?" Because we had the Artis Opus display cases.
Didn't turn up with them scouts, did he?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The Death Watch ones.
Oh, they're absolutely
Yeah.
lovely.
And he was like, "Yeah, I've got a couple. We've been playing some Kill Team, but I'm not going to do that much this afternoon. Do you want to have a quick look?" And I just look at one. Like anybody who's watching, go and look.
Eric Swinson.
What
Yeah.
I forget is
I'll
'cause
stick
his
I'll stick
Instagram-
an image.
Oh, cheers! Yeah,
God,
like
they are
Eric
these-
I'll
Swinson.
see if I can find them.
Kill Team, and he was like, "Oh yeah."
I think like Byron sent them to me. I was like, oh my god, these are amazing.
Yeah.
He's the nicest guy as well, and with absolutely like no arrogance or like, "Oh yeah, I'm so good." He was so politely saying, "Yeah, I just they were just a quick job," and I'm like, "Quick job, quick." And then he sat down for a bit and sat painting one, and I just saw him like get his wet palette out. So out of it, like he's miles
Yeah.
away from home, got his wet palette out, mixed up some colours. In fact, I think there was some still wet on there, and he was just like started painting this. I mean, Christ, non-metallic metal something, but then Death Watch shoulder pads, non-metallic metal silver with all the writing.
Sensational.
And I was holding it in my hand. I was like, drool.
They are absolutely lovely.
Such another level of experience. Like you see these things online and you're like, wow, that's incredible. Holding it in your hand is such an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite hard to describe. Like I have held the Heavy Metal Empress Champion.
Yeah.
And that's just like you think say painting black the heavy metal way, they don't necessarily shade the black armor that much. It's all in the your edge highlight steps and phases and all that sort of stuff, and just seeing how sort of flawless it is.
He's crazy.
Yeah, and they look better in your hand than they do
He
in the
is all
photos.
capitals. Eric with a K _Swinson.
Yeah.
Swinson.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And
His he produced. Well, he's actually got one of the which we gave away a while ago in competition. There's the Dave Taylor miniatures.
book. Oh, the
There's
art of, yeah.
There's an art of Eric Swinson book, which is phenomenal. Go and look at it. It is his Death Watch scouts are just phenomenal. They really are. Yeah, they're amazing. So
they're my whole, but yeah.
Worth you.
Holded. But yeah, like I think you're right. Like seeing things in person, like this is why more people should get their arse. If you want to improve painting, you want to spend time like enjoying paint, go and look at a painted model real. Like even if you can just get to Warhammer World, and no offense to people in stores, there are many out there I've seen that are incredible. A lot of store staff are really good painters, but you've got to see something of heavy metal or Golden Demon quality to really just, oh my God, wow. And something modern as well. And when you see them in person, or especially when like, because I got to sit there and watch Eric paint, and I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. It looks achievable. He makes it look like, hey, I could do that, because he's not doing anything different to me, because there's paint there. I could get paint from there and put paint on here. All he's doing is movements. I can do movements with my finger holding a brush.
Yeah.
God bless
so
you.
It like have when Taro was in, and he brought in all of his heavy metal entries throughout the years, and he had the Gretchen's riding like that single wheel.
Oh yeah. I was looking at that when I was around his house.
Vehicle and stuff. And I was looking at it, being like, "Cool, yeah, this is great." And immediately, like, I was like, my toxic trait is that I think that I could do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, you look at it, and you're sort of like, yeah, well, I can see where he's glazed down here, and it goes from this to this, and so on and so forth. But there's so much going on in that I just don't understand.
That's it.
But you look at it and go, like with Eric Smithy, you're like, oh, well, he's taking paint off a wet palette. I can put paint on a wet palette.
Yeah, easy.
And you dip it in, and you do little, like, I do that when I paint. If I just put like a little bit more time in, if I wanted to do that, I bet I could.
Yeah.
Like, no, you couldn't.
But it's the 1,000 different decisions he's made that you don't even know exist.
Yeah.
Between like how much paint, consistency, dryness, wetness,
and something that I'm becoming more increasingly aware of, I think, in watching. If I watch a painting video on YouTube, quite like I do really enjoy watching like the long form stuff, like the Richard Gray stuff and like Cult of Paint and all that sort of thing, and just how much specific color choices can really affect stuff. And having the like the eye to go, well, I'm not going to use that brown, I'm going to use this one instead.
Yeah.
Well, the other night I was at James Taro's house for a barbecue, and I went.
Happy birthday, James. Sorry I missed it.
I went outside to get to get some sausages heated up for me by the lovely Lance Allen, and when I was out there, I got me food to go there.
I love Lance, he's mint.
I came back in, and Haley, and this time we brought my little boy.
Oh, I love it.
We brought my little boy, and they weren't anywhere to be seen, and I was like, oh. And then I walked down and I went into James's studio room and was just the face on my youngest child, who's increasingly becoming a 40k fan.
Oh, is this his workshop or
not the one, his actual room in his house? Yeah, his display room. Yeah, which
you turn around, it's like all his entries. It's like he's done a ship in a bottle.
Yes,
like
Richie brought him. Yeah,
I was just like I wasn't here for that then. I was like looking at it, and he was saying like, yeah, that was a ship in a bottle. Yeah, like how's he did that? And I got did you see what he's doing for Demon this year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we won't say. But yes, we'll see that.
See, I don't know. I'm eager to learn.
We'll have a chat with you after, but everyone will see it in a couple of weeks.
His Heresy Iron Warriors army is absolutely stunning as well. So I'm going to see in a couple of weeks. For those of you that are going, me and Ross will be on the Artis Opus stand for Spiel in Essen. Spiel, yeah.
I think so anyway.
Yeah, we'll go with that. It's not in Netherlands, though. Yeah, Spiel. No, it's in Netherlands, isn't it? No, it's not. It's in Germany. But come and find us, say hello, and all being well, I should have on me a load of Painting Phase stickers, and also stickers made by, and I'll have them with me for the brilliant Scumbag Customs.
Oh, lovely. I've
the man who does awesome decals.
Yes.
And so come and see me, and I've got stickers for him as well. He does some really cool... have you seen his Cadian monkey guardsmen with machine guns and things? Yeah, they're really cool.
I want to see that. I've seen someone did a sticker sheet recently that I love, and it might be that. So yeah. But no, also I've got a load of the minis of me to give out, because I've still got hundreds of them. So I want to let people know.
What's he called again?
Lord Narcissus.
Lord
Narcissus. Yeah, he's the leader of the chapter. But I keep giving them out and then watching as people like walk away, going like, and then put them at
somebody else's table.
So it's really good. So I'm forcing them on people. When we did Nova, I was hiding them, like reverse stealing on people's booths. So the guy who do Goblin's Hut, who sells the Dirty Down.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
managed to get a 7. I got a message from him on the way as I was just getting on the flight on the way home, and he was like, "Yeah, I found those models." Like, and he sent me a picture or two. I was like, "There's 5 more, mate. You need to."
Brilliant.
I like the idea that somebody goes to them stands and going, "Can I take one of these?" Going, I don't even know what it is. Yeah, take
Yeah.
it. So we'll be there. Pat, unfortunately, will be probably filming somebody's nuptials
Yes, I think I am.
up close.
I beg your pardon.
He's going to be
Yes.
up close shots of someone's nuptials.
Wow,
Yeah.
I have to think that's a little bit much, mate. Have you asked permission?
No.
They do.
Wow.
No, everyone's,
Just does it.
everyone's very accommodating. I just sort of rock up with the camera and they're like, yeah, I'm down for this.
Show us your nuptials, mate.
Show us your nuptials. Ooh.
Brilliant.
Yes. So, if you're pre-ordering Kill Team, good luck. Hope you got one.
Yep. If not,
And
there'll be more. won't
if you're
they?
still playing Space Marine 2, I hope you're still enjoying yourself. I might
Yeah.
see you in there when I get around to playing PvE. Anything else? I promised I'd give them a shout out. They do what we do, but in a much longer variant. There's a lovely channel called The Kieran Show. 2 guys, both called Kieran.
both called
Down
Kieran,
south.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do, you know, where we do 30-minute challenges or have in the past and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
They do 12-hour.
Oh, amazing.
Oh
Yeah.
my word.
And they've got a really cool, and it's like an ongoing competitions where they accrue points over.
fun.
But yeah, so I said I'd give them a shout out because they're on the up, they're doing well, but they are a good little channel. So go and give
And
go
Ross-
and watch the Kieran.
I've just remembered.
You wanted to talk
and
about-
I did. I just want to say
Wait.
thank you to,
Close
and I'm
up.
sorry I forgot your name. There we go. The guy who gave me this wonderful shirt, Acrylic Alchemist, who, a lovely little company. I saw him day one. I went out for a quick smoke break because, you know, bad things. But yeah, don't, vaping, yeah. Sucking on Robocop's knob, someone described it to me as. It does, though, because of the colour I've got. It does look a bit so
Robocop
whatever.
grey.
Like if I'm gonna do, yeah, exactly. If I'm gonna Robocop, come on. But yeah, so literally he gave us this. He came to a couple of the Artist Opus classes, including we had one that was bring your own beer. That was basically, it was meant to be me and Byron and like doing a few demos. And at the beginning, I was like, right, let's be honest, guys. Who's here for 3D printing? No one put their hand up. I went, right, so we'll watch Byron do some dry brush and I'll do some stuff in the corner. People like paid and they got a brush with it, but it was, I think, one of the best classes we did because it was like really intimate, really close. It was fantastic. People just paid to watch us get pissed for 3 hours, like, and they paid for 2 hours. Like, it was meant to be like 8:30 till 10:30,
Oh, right.
and we just kept going. We went an hour and a half over our 2 hour allotted time. It was great. But anyway, so Deviant by Design LLC on Instagram gave me this wonderful shirt, and you know what I love about it the most? Not only is it incredibly bright and vivid, and it hasn't got that really rubbery stuff that you get. It's not quite
I
a
feel my
screen
own
print,
t-shirts
yeah,
if it does. No, sorry.
but it's really soft.
Fluffy t-shirt.
It's a
Oh,
really
yeah,
soft
there'll be a
t-shirt.
clip at the end.
Of how
just
soft
it is.
and how soft and likable a t-shirt it is.
Yeah, thanks for that.
You're
Stick
Thank you
around
for
for that
that.
right after the
I
credits.
don't just give Pat attention.
But yeah, but no, check him out. He's got a few designs. I don't know how
That's why
big
I
or
sit
small the
further
company
away.
is.
I know,
but
yeah.
I really like them. And if you're out there and you're making t-shirts, like, you know, that all those ones I got from UK Games Expo, like
Yeah.
the Judge Dredd one and the Cyberdyne Systems, I don't wear them because it's so thick, the cotton. I'm like, it makes my nipples sore.
Yeah.
And I've got really sensitive nipples. So I don't like that.
put some cream on them for you now.
Nice and soft, really nice material. Love them. Check this guy out. I got a free one. I wasn't told to or asked to promote it.
No,
but
you're just
I
doing
just think
so.
it's awesome, and he was a really nice guy.
Cool.
Very good.
You got anybody nice to say anybody nice about?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You watching Cults Paint?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Henry's my happy place.
Yeah, I want Henry.
That's a t-shirt.
Yeah, I want Henry to be my dad. I just want to wear a t-shirt that just says, "Hey guys," and then just me in a puddle.
Someone designed that, just a cartoon pack. Oh, Henry.
Yeah, Henry's. Yeah. I like every time. I'm like, ooh, there's a dog.
Hello again.
Is she blocking my camera? That'd be hilarious. Yes, she
Yes,
is.
she is blocking camera.
That's all right. She's having a sniff for you.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah, every time I watch a cut paint video, I'm just like, I get so much out of them.
Yeah.
It's great. I feel being an aspirational airbrusher, on all that sort of stuff. Oh, and lots of people told me that I need to get a mask when I'm airbrushing, so I bought one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's a bike mask, though, isn't it? I saw that earlier. I thought you biked here today.
No, like I just bought a. I was going to reach it, but I can't. But there we go. So people that
Best than that other one you had, that shiny rubber one with a zip on it.
yeah. Oh, that would be interesting. Like
keep the paint out of your mouth.
Imagine an anonymous channel just called Gimp Airbrusher.
No, I think no.
Would be anonymous.
Would be or just to say, like, I don't know, the next video I do some airbrushing in or something. I'm like, lots of people have been very concerned about my health, and I really appreciate it. So I bought a selection of masks, and then every time there's a time lapse, I just change into the variety of gimp
just
masks,
like have a Mike Myers mask or something on at one point.
That's it. Like just one of them, just a Stormtrooper helmet. I could put the Iron Warriors helmet on.
We'll finally get one of them built and wear them.
Yeah,
but
and like a hockey mask. Yeah.
I'm glad you say them. Like Court of Paint's videos, especially for airbrushing approach. Like I was saying to Byron the other night, I was like, I really want to paint something, but nothing's inspiring me. And then I just went on to Court of Paint. And I'll have a scan through until I can find something that I like. And then I went on to one of the videos. I thought, I've not done Eldar. I could do an Eldar. And then I went on. It wasn't Henry. It was Andy.
Yeah,
and
doing his Golden Demon one.
Yeah, and he's like, you just do this. And I think it was might have been the Striking Scorpions. And he was proper chill like Henry is. You just do this. And then I sort of like, all right, okay. And then I went and picked up one of my Striking Scorpions that's built. And I was like, remembered how small it is. And then remembered I'm not Andy. And I'm like, so I'm going to put that down. I'll find something else. But I have been quickly, and I don't know if you have, been playing with the new P3 paints.
I've had a little play. Yes, I have had a little play. They're really interesting in that they're very different to most paints that I've already used. So I feel like I could to do like base coating and stuff. I feel like you could use them straight out the pot. Mm-hmm. Like they're quite like the consistency is a bit thinner, I've found.
I get what you mean. Yes,
maybe I just didn't shake it enough.
It's a bit. No, you're right. It's a bit thinner. I don't think the coverage is there. Like straight out of the pot. You could probably paint. You mean you can paint with straight out of the pot kind of thing? Yeah, I think it's close to there. You probably need a bit of water. But I know what you mean. I think they blend well. Coverage isn't bad. Like the yellows are weak. Blues are strong.
Yeah,
like generally as paint goes, but they're fairly consistent.
Yeah,
some of them are 2 or 3 coats. Some of them are 2 coats.
I feel like the gold is probably like the shiniest gold I've ever used.
Haven't really spent much time in the metallic, really cool. But the way I'd describe them, because I actually use them for blending, and there's a couple of things that I wanted to say about them. One is I just enjoyed it. Now, which is weird. I originally learned to paint through Siege Studios.
Yeah.
And Siege Studios do a fantastic course. It's the Masterclass or Beginner Masterclass Essentials course, and it's what taught me to paint like really basic things at the beginning. But they teach you how to glaze, so I glaze that way. And what's interesting is James, who runs Siege Studios and is in the video for the 2 seconds of the video where they actually show somebody painting with the paints. It's James. So I was like, and I had no idea, because I've not spoke to him in ages, that if he's had any involvement in this, he might have just been doing demos. But if he's had any kind of say, it's interesting that they blend really well, as in glaze blend really well in the way I've been taught to blend, which is like almost stipple, like scratch it on and then cover it over. Maybe that's the way everyone blends, but they blend really well. And my blend isn't great, it needs work. But the thing that I found with these that most other paints haven't given me is they feel enjoyable to just like move around and do this. Like I found it very easy to do what you do for a glaze. And again, I'm still not seasoned at it, but, thin it right down to almost water, get most of the paint off your brush and just apply it on in the direction of weakest to heaviest pigment. And it felt good. It felt enjoy. And that's so hard to explain because I'm not a poet.
Yeah.
Like,
something like my thoughts on it were like from the very, very limited use that I've had, and I'm not, you know, a good painter by any stretch of the imagination, or reviewing paints.
You're not a shit painter.
It's funny. I saw a great thing.
Like
Like
Tommy Sewell's out here.
yeah. Like I'm very self-critical in like all elements of my life, and I understand that that's generally like a bad thing. Like I play this game. It's like Boggle, but it's called Squaredle because Wordle was really popular. And like my girlfriend and my sister play it, and some relatives and everything, and they kind of got me into it. I'm so bad at it. Like that's finding words in a 4x4 or 5x5 square or whatever. I'm just like, I can't do it, and I'm just like, oh, I'm such an idiot. And I saw this post on like a screenshot from Twitter or something, and someone said they were going to therapy, and the therapist was like, you know, don't put yourself down all the time. It's not healthy. So she was like, I didn't want to go cold turkey, so I say, oh, I'm such an idiot. But I'm really hot though. So for like a day, I've been like, oh, I can't find this fucking word. I'm so stupid. But I am really hot. It's just try and build up any semblance of self-confidence.
It works.
So I was going to say, yes, painting. And I realised the advice is very, very hard for people to do with paint. Is try before you buy.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to describe how different it is to a regular miniature paint.
We're struggling, and we've both used it.
Yeah. They're very unique in their function. Like I'd describe them as potentially like an intermediate paint, and it's not necessarily like, you know, Richard Gray paints pretty much exclusively in Citadel paints.
Yep.
And wins Golden Demons, and I would also like him to be my dad. So
he's coming to Spiel with us.
Yeah.
He's going to be sat on the booth teaching. We're going to be sat watching him paint.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
really happy for you.
Yeah. We're going to enjoy that.
Yeah. So the blending, everything is quite unique and so on. So try before you buy, but like it's going on Kickstarter. I think the first they're looking to release in like March next year, when people will get their Kickstarters, and then I guess they'll be out in shops after that.
Yeah.
So it's tricky because all the review copies have come out now. Like Ninjon did a great video where he talks about it and all that sort of stuff. And people go, hey, they're amazing for blending and they're great. But if you don't paint in that style, then you probably don't really want them, or like the metallics might be of interest to you or something like that. Like,
or maybe you do want to paint in that style, but all the other paints are actually blocking you because like you follow a guide and you're like, oh, I haven't got that black, but I've got this black, and black's black. They're both black paints. And it's interesting because like the thing I wanted, I don't think I've got time now to do video content because they arrived a bit late. They arrived whilst I was at Nova, so I was like, I can't get video out in time, and I only played with them like over the weekend. But the thing I want to talk about is people say, oh, there's just too many paints out there. I don't think there are too many paints. I think brands don't do a good enough job where it's not so direct of communicating what their paints are, why they work, and how to use them. You've got your Games Workshop, your Army Painter, and the Army Painter, and their kind of legacy. They exist. They're there. But I suppose Games Workshop, they at least show you painting guides, but people like Monument Hobbies have hours of Twitch streams telling you like, how to do this, how to do that, how to get the most out of their paints. And if there's anything that
I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, like look at like Artist Opus Series D. Yes, Byron's a mate, but Series D would not be as big as they are now if it wasn't for Byron doing those videos showing you how to use the tool that you bought. And there aren't enough brands out there showing you how to use their tools.
Very good point.
So but I think to full stop P3 paints, the way I want to describe them going forward, like, you know what a matte paint is, you know what a gloss paint is, these are the definition of satin.
It's a good shout.
Yeah, all of them quite consistently so, I think. They've all got a very consistent thing.
I've been having a bit of I'm going to redesign my area in the barbershop where I sit and paint. I'm moving into the back of my shop for painting, and I've been emptying all of that space out, and I found a P3 paint the other day, like this really quite vivid green, and it fell down the back of in this area. It fell down the back of something, and I picked it up. Still perfect.
Yeah,
and I know it's been down there for probably over 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because those pots.
They are the original pots they gave us in the demo.
Well,
copies.
so they in retail they're coming in dropper bottles. You can only get them in the old school pots if you back the Kickstarter.
Oh, right. So they're going to go retail dropper.
Yeah, but all of this, like the last time I checked, I think I checked the Kickstarter like 2 days in, £500,000 already.
Wow.
So
cool.
But that's what happens when you get John Linus doing a video about you. Paid that could have been bottles of water in a tub, and I reckon it'd have done that. But no, they are like, I think John has said it. Like, I don't see why there's a point now me doing content, because John's said most of what I would say, and he's a better painter than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fine. I'll do a review up for the website, but yeah, it's solid stuff so far, and it is going to be tweaked. The one thing that annoyed me, and if you're watching Steamforged Games, you sent me 3 blacks. So there's 2 blacks. There's like a warm black, a cool black.
One of them's metallic,
and a metallic
Is it
black.
boiler black?
Yeah, boiler black. Yeah, none of them were coal black.
No.
You've got a bit of a love for coal black.
Everyone has. So I don't know if because I think Matt was saying like he's looking at making some. Did he say he was looking? I can't remember if he was looking to like maybe change it up a bit or at least modernise it, and there might be some slight changes. But everyone loved coal black. I liked it. It was all right. I quite like sanguine base more, but yeah, like that was being the one paint I didn't get. So I don't know if that's even ready yet. I can't remember if I saw it on anyone else's video. Did you get coal black? Do you know?
No.
Damn.
I got a black that said something black, and it was like grey.
Yeah.
So actually, I got a message. We got a message on Instagram because we talked about Mass Effect in the show. The chap, Callum France, was like, "Hey all, thanks for the lovely words about Mass Effect, the board game." He was like, "I painted the box art."
Oh wow! And it's lovely box art
for the
as well.
board game visions of the miniatures. So I thought I'd send the pictures over here if you hadn't seen them already for some painting inspiration. These were pre-production resin miniatures, so some details have changed. Femshep is unhelmeted in the final product, and Garrus's rifle was changed slightly so it could be cast in a single piece. But he's sent me the pictures over, and I'll stick them over this. But they're just so exceptional. I'll show you.
Oh yeah, we'll have a look
in a second. So go.
I wish we could do that. I wish and a couple of companies have started doing it. Like Modifius has done some of it with. Fallout is you can get some of the models in resin. I think maybe you can even get Lucy in resin. I don't know. But I get why companies don't do it, because obviously like there's the risk with resin with digital sharing, and you know but they did say, what was that one we saw with the vampires, the Romans versus Cthulhu? And he said they'll be available in boxes and as digital STL files. And I'm like, fantastic, more companies doing that, please. Then we've got choice.
Well, Mantic have done that, haven't they? Mantic have made their Mantic, I think now, their version of Legends, the miniatures that Mantic can't producing anymore.
Oh, okay.
They've turned them all into STL.
Brilliant.
Which is a really good idea. Well done, Mantic.
And this is lovely. I was just so Callum is he's a studio painter for Modifius, and he can actually say that on his Instagram. How wide?
How nice is that?
Yeah, he's
not part of the team.
He was proud to be part of the team. So it's great. So go and give Callum a follow, and look at all of his awesome work. And it looks like he got married recently as well.
I'm going to dive in on the part of the team.
You got married recently.
Yeah.
He's having it as nuptials.
It looks like it was like a very nice.
Have you got video of his nuptials?
Cathedral.
Did you not do his nuptials?
No, I don't. I don't film or photograph every single wedding in the UK.
Don't you?
No.
Why didn't you just put his socks up? You're more busy.
Yeah.
Right then.
I mean, I'm trying to for next year. Yeah, I need to get some more.
So if you get married next year and you live in the UK,
let me know. Stalk me.
Give Pat a shout. He might be able to. He might be.
Warhammer discount.
Yeah, he'd be prepared to come along and film your nuptials.
I did want to have a counterpoint, but it feels spoon-fed now. The moment it's gone.
Okay.
So, are we done?
I think so.
Good.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I think my dog's looking at me for a wee yet again. I think that's our new marker for when an episode's due to finish.
I might try
It's
that.
the dog stares at you and goes, I need to go for a week.
The dog's just like, you've lost me, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
I might try the same. Like, Jeff, I need a wee.
All right, then he needs a wee, so we'll finish.
Yeah, I do need a wee as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you for
Ratio.
joining us. Patrons, we love you. You literally are keeping the lights on. Thank you so much for being there for us.
Yeah.
And thanks again for coming along, Ross.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I'm also here. Bye.
Look, feel it. Not there. I
Save
knew
it
you'd
for the
go for
show.
that. Bloody hell. Well, there you go. There's the intro.
They're substantial, them, to
Tell
be
me
fair,
about
aren't
it.
they?
I'm trying to hide them. That's the thing. Taro did that. We were out for a drink.
Don't hide them now, Frank.
Will you stop playing with me, nipple?
I'm
It's
just,
like cold. You wouldn't think it'd be cold in that studio with that light.
I'm just going to cut that bit in.
Yeah, I know. I figure you may as well.
I might just move it right to the end.
I had